Hello, I'm Joe from Wacom, and I'm going to walk you through the setup of the express keys and touch strips for your Cintiq12 WX display. I'll also show you how to customize the side switch on your pen. If you haven't downloaded and installed the latest driver for your Cintiq, be sure to do so from Wacom's website. Without the latest driver, the menus and the video might look slightly different. On a Cintiq, you have three sets of controls you can adjust to speed your workflow: the express keys, the touch strips, and the side switches on the pen itself. Customizing these controls in the Wacom control panel allows you to create shortcuts to the functions you use the most. They can save you a lot of time, and they're easy to set up. These are the express keys. These are the touch strips, and this is the pen with a rocking side switch. As you can see, each end of the side switch can be set to a function of your choosing. Wacom presets all of these for you, but you have the ability to set them up any way you want. Customizing them is easy. You just open the Wacom tablet properties. On a Mac, you'll go to the Apple menu, to System Preferences, to Wacom Tablet. On a PC, go to Start, All Programs, Wacom Tablet, and choose Wacom Tablet Properties. Here, you'll see some simple pull-down menus that allow you to customize your pen. When you select Functions, you'll see the tabs change below, and now you can adjust your express keys and touch strips. We'll come back to this in a minute. Selecting Tools in the tool list allows you to switch between any tools that you have set up for your Cintiq, like the pen that comes with it. If you have any of the other accessory pens, like the 6D Art pen or the airbrush, they'll appear in this list as well. Finally, you'll see the applications list. By default, you'll notice it says All, meaning adjustments that you make will apply to all applications. However, if you want to adjust the setting for a specific application, such as Photoshop, you can do that too. For example, I can program in these express keys to do one thing in Photoshop and do another thing entirely in Corel Painter. First, let's change a function for the express key for all applications. To do this, we need to select Functions, choose the Express Key tab, then choose the express key we want to modify, and make a choice from the pull-down menu. To create settings specific to an application, open that application that you want to customize. In this case, I'm going to open Photoshop. Make sure that the tool you want to customize is selected in the tool list, and to the right of the applications list, you'll see a plus sign. Go ahead and click on it. You'll see a list of open applications. Select the application, I'm selecting Photoshop, and select OK. Now you'll notice that the applications list has two entries. There's All Other, and there's Photoshop. This tells me that since the pen is selected in the tool list and Photoshop is selected in the applications list, that my tool is ready to be customized for Photoshop only. In Photoshop, I use the spacebar or grab tool more than any other keyboard command, so I want to set it to one of my side switches on the pen to perform this function. In the pen diagram, I select the drop-down for the lower end of the side switch, and I'll change it to keystroke. Now I'm going to perform the function exactly as if I were working in the application. I simply hit the space bar. On a PC, you'll see the word space. On a Mac, you'll see an actual space, so don't be alarmed if it appears as though nothing happened. Simply click OK. Now, name it whatever you want. It's just for your reference. I call it Grab, although technically I think the tool is called the Hand tool. You have two buttons on the pen, and to set the top of the side switch as the Alt key, you will choose Modifier rather than Keystroke. A spacebar is a keystroke, while Alt, Control, Shift, and if you're on a Mac, the Command key are considered modifiers. Now you can see what happens when I use the side switch. The space for the Hand tool, and the Alt will give me the eyedropper when using a brush, or the target for defining my clone source with a clone stamp. You can program the rest of the express keys the same way, or check to see what each key is assigned to by default. If you're using more than one display, and if you're using a Cintiq12, you most likely are, a great time-saving express key setting is Display Toggle. Wacom has assigned this to the top express key on either side, as default. Pressing this key will jump the cursor between your displays. If you want, you can assign this to a different express key. You can remove the feature altogether, but I strongly suggest you play with it. Now, let's customize a touch strip for a very helpful feature, increasing and decreasing the brush size in Photoshop. We'll select Functions in the tool list. Make sure that Photoshop appears in your Applications list. Remember, if it doesn't, click the plus to the right of Applications, select Photoshop, click OK. Now, select the Touch Strip tab, and then choose the touch strip you want to have adjust brush size. I recommend the side that you use with your non-pen or non-dominant hand. Choose Keystroke instead of Auto Scroll Zoom. Select the keystroke that increases and decreases the brush size into each end of the touch strip. In this case, the left and right bracket keys, which are Photoshop's shortcuts for changing brush size. Use the right bracket key for the top of the touch strip to increase the brush size as I slide my finger forward or up on the touch strip. And you use the left bracket key for the bottom of the touch strip to decrease the brush size when I slide my finger down. Name it Brush Size and select OK. See, now I can easily change the size of my brush without having to take a hand over to the keyboard. You can, of course, repeat this process for the touch strip on the other side, but honestly, I like the default zoom setting, so I'm going to leave it alone. Setting up your express keys, touch strips, pen switches should only take a few minutes, but they can save you hours over the course of a work week. If you ever think you've messed things up beyond repair, just hit the default button in the lower right of the tab and start over. It'll reset only that tab, and you can go back and try again. If you want to learn more about the Cintiq, watch our other videos on our site at Wacom.com.